Alrighty guys, so here we are in Motion Builder, and this is chapter 2. What we're going to do in this part of the tutorial is we're going to discuss where we can get BBH files, how to organize them, and how to create a rich library of motion files nicely organized that we can use in future projects to quickly get that project out to the client, or quickly get that animation that we're working on to the web, or to whatever other medium that we want to get it to as quickly as possible. Alright, so first things first, you're going to want to get a library of BBHs going. There's a number of ways to do that. With the Connect and with some of the training, like my previous tutorials, with like a Breako Proface, you already can use the Connect to, of course, do facial animation. But Breako, before he released Breako Proface, he long ago released Breako Connect, which allowed you to actually do skeletal animation with the Connect. I haven't really looked into it into great detail, but I believe now, thanks to pioneering from him, and some pioneering from a number of hackers who messed with the Connect, and now you've got Windows Connect as well, and Microsoft has graciously given you an SDK, and there's a bunch of coders out there just doing a number of different things, but there are programs out there I've heard that allow you to connect 2, 3, 4 connects. Creating an array of connects will allow you to probably get a much better body animation than one connect will. I've played with Breako Connect, and even though you can get animations in here with Breako Connect, because of the nature of the Connect, the distance, and at least the way my room is set up, getting really good 360 degrees of animation that's really clean and doesn't require a heck of a lot of cleanup in Motion Builder is tough. However, bear in mind, Motion Builder also, as we'll soon see, has a number of tools that make it incredibly easy to actually clean up animation. So Motion Builder is great for that. Between your pre-visualization, your actual capture of your motion capture files, in the studio, you come in here and you can quickly just make short work of really, correcting any joint rotation issues and things like that. Alright, so if we come over here to Google Chrome, I've already got up a website that I use to get a number of BBHs. As you can see here, I guess a while ago, Carnegie Mellon created a sleuth of free motion capture files. You've got people doing cartwheels, runs, walks, diving cycles, just billions and billions of animations. This is a really great library, and someone took all these files and actually made them Motion Builder friendly. So what's great about these, unlike our DAZ figure, although I will show you how to quickly characterize a DAZ figure as well. But unlike the DAZ figure, these will load right into Motion Builder, and they can just immediately be characterized and immediately used. But even despite their greatness, there are a few things that you're going to want to do with them once you get them. So I believe from this website here, if you just click on any of these files, you can just quickly download, and it'll come in as a zip, and then what you'll end up with if we go to my local folder for storing this, and this is great organization here. I like to keep all my graphics programs actually in a folder called Graphics and Multimedia, and I keep them very well organized in here. I like to keep ISOs of the software I purchase, and then I like to have them stored, you know, on my downloads drive, which is a separate drive from my computer. Just a little bit of IT stuff here, guys. I actually professionally in the Navy for a while. Actually went and did IT and did network administration for a while. Before that, my primary thing, non-professionally, was of course video game development and graphics design. A lot of Photoshop, a little bit of 3ds Max here and there, but I didn't really get into 3D hard then. But yeah, as an IT, yeah, always back up your data. Always keep it on a separate drive from your C drive. My C drive is just mainly for my programs. It's a 120 gigabyte drive, really small, but all it has is programs. It's also an SSD, so it, you know, it loads up Cinema 4D and stuff really lightning fast. I can quickly get work done. I'm not putting too much load on it. Like I said, it's just a program drive, it's just a Windows drive. There's nothing important on it. If I were to get a virus today, or if the computer were just to crap out because of something crazy happening on Windows, I could just put in the Windows disk, reinstall, and I'm back to work. And I don't have any worries that any of my data got lost. But back on topic here, I have in the Graphics and Multimedia folder a Graphics Assets folder, and this is where I keep all my graphics assets. You know, you've got things like Video Copilot's Action Essentials 2. You know, so you can put in your explosions and stuff. I've got that nicely organized here. I've got in 3D modeling, I've got a whole bunch of 3D modeling assets, plant packs, some stuff from the Forza Motorsports video game. You know, a couple of reference images of, you know, models and whatnot that I can use in ZBrush or in Cinema to, you know, reference out a human character if I want to build one from scratch instead of using DAZ. I've got template models. These include, you know, human figures that I can shape and pull in ZBrush if I need to. And of course, we've got the motion capture here, and I've split that up into 2 files as well. We've got face capture and we've got body capture. Face capture files, not very much in here. I haven't really been doing too much face capture, but you know, that would be C3D files if there's a C3D resource out there, which would be useful for soft image. This would also be some BVHs in here probably. Any breakable pro face face captures that I want to hold on to. But in the body capture folder, I've got some motion capture from a number of different places. In particular, of course, I've got the Carnegie Mellon package here, all downloaded. And if you look at this this mocap list here, that comes from them when you download the files. Now I'll load up in Word here. I'll pull it from my second screen for you guys. This has a very nice listing of what is included in each one of these motion capture files. Each one of these motion capture packages. So you can quickly go through here, and you know, if you're in a production environment, like I was for this recent 3D animation that I was doing, you can come in here and you can quickly see what you need. If you need somebody to walk and shake hands with another person, you know, you can quickly go in here and be like, okay, I need 19 in order to do that, and you can come back to your body capture folder, and you know, you can quickly go ahead and get 15 to 19, unzip that and go for it. But you'll notice here I've actually got some FBXs already created that basically has some of these packages already converted, and these are some of the ones I use on the regular, or I just use to, you know, quickly get like something done. And this is what this chapter is actually going to go over. We're actually going to build these FBXs that basically have all these takes in them. Alright, so let's say we want walk with anger, frustration. We need and we need some stealth walks and some whistles and some jauntily walks. So we see that we need to use 17. So we come over here and we double click on 15 through 19 and pull my RenRAR over here, and okay, we need 17, so we're going to go ahead and pull out 17. So I'm just going to drag 17 from RenRAR over into my body capture folder here, and now I've got 17 and I'm set to go. Alright, so we're going to come here in Motion Builder and we're going to go to Motion File Import, and we're going to go ahead and import these BVH files. So we're going to go to Media and Downloads, and Downloads folder, and we've got our stuff in Graphics and Multimedia under Graphics Assets, 3D Modeling, Motion Capture, and Body Capture. And we saved our stuff in, we basically exported all our stuff to 17, this 17 directory, and this has got all the BVH files that we want. So we're going to go ahead and just bring all these in. One thing to keep in mind, you might think to yourself, hey, you know, why don't I just create a FBX once this process is done, of course, and I'll show you how this works. You might think to yourself, hey, why don't I just create an FBX that has like all these takes? Well, what happens with these that I realized was it seems like each one of these takes, these numbered takes, is taken by a different actor, and in Motion Builder you can't have a well, it acts funny if you try to mix takes and you try to import, you know, multiple BVH files that have different like actor bone structures and stuff like that, you know, and try to combine them. So what I like to do is, of course, I just create an FBX just purely for 17, create an FBX purely for 18, and if I need to bring in a certain, you know, type of FBX, then I'll just bring in that particular one. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and just get 17 here, and we're going to open up all of these FBX files, and we can create them in the same hierarchy instead of different hierarchies, mainly because they are all taken with the same actor and the same motion capture camera, and they're all taken at the same time. We don't want to create a new take. We just want to get just these takes. If we could have created the new take and we could have just deleted it when we got there, it probably saved us a lot more time than just checking these, but we're going to go ahead and go with this, and we're going to go ahead and import. And what's going to happen after it finishes importing is we're going to get a single skeleton figure. Basically, if you were importing this character from say Cinema, and you created these animations in Cinema, what you would get is you would get a figure that basically has the bone system that came out of Cinema, and it's basically got the animation attached to it. So bear in mind that this works for Cinema as well, Maya or 3ds Max. You can import a character in that you created animation from in any program, and it'll import the skeleton in just fine, and you'll be able to actually slide through like so on your timeline here, and you'll be able to see your animation just go. Now this is awesome, and it's true in Maya and 3ds Max and Cinema 4D. There are ways you can import a BVH in, and you could just go ahead and you know, just use it. But Motion Builder has all these takes for you right here. I know in Cinema you can only import one take at a time through Cinema 4D's opening. So I'm gonna let you import like in one take. I don't know how Maya and 3ds Maxes work, honestly. But yeah, you basically go through these takes. Alright. So if we open up our Word document here and we go ahead and minimize it a little bit and move it over to the side here, there are a few things you can do here to actually organize your takes, which is pretty awesome as well. What I like to do is I like to actually copy when I'm beginning to create my takes for eventual use in another part of the pipeline in Motion Builder. I like to go ahead and rename my takes based on the Word document. This way, when I use the file later in the Motion Builder Story, which is an amazing tool, I can just quickly come in here and I can quickly come into Story and I can quickly see exactly what my take is about. Also, what I did here, if you didn't notice, was I actually double-clicked on the actual take itself, and that opened up this this Take Navigator dialog, which I actually like to rename better in here because I can actually just click and rename here instead of having to right-click and do a rename here. And Motion Builder's a little flinky like that. You can't just click on certain things in Motion Builder and just rename them. You have to right-click and rename, and it's kind of annoying. It's an extra click that I have to do. A right-click, then I have to drag my mouse down to rename, and I have to kind of come in and rename, and I'm just not used to having to do that. But I can just come in here real quick, click, and rename. Alright, so I'm not going to rename all these. I'm going to spare you guys that. But what we can do now is we can go ahead and go to our Word document, and we can go ahead and copy this. This is pretty much the concept of what this is, what this set of animations is. So we can go ahead and save as. We can come to Media and Downloads here. We can go to our Downloads folder, our Graphics and Multimedia. We got our graphics assets. We've got 3D modeling, motion capture, body capture, and we can go ahead and use the same naming convention we use for the other FBSs. Also, another little interesting thing, just really amazes me. The FBX format is so powerful. But this is Motion Builder's primary format, and when you're exporting your character from Cinema 4D, which we'll be doing in just a moment, this is how you're going to want to export them. And like I said, if you have an animation in your FBX file when you export from Cinema 4D, you can import it in as a take here, and you continue to work on it. But we're going to go ahead and save that out, and now we've got an FBX that has 17, and it's going to ask us what takes we want to save. We can actually specify that we want to save certain takes or not save certain takes, and as you can see, it actually even includes the take names just as we named them, which is going to be great later in Motion Builder because we can see those take names. We can decide exactly which takes we want for a particular scene that we're trying to pre-visualize. Alright, so we're going to save that, and that's basically going to allow us to not have to worry about just in case Motion Builder crashes or anything like that. So going to our scene, what we're going to want to do is we've got our BVH reference here, And the guy who created this package, has done a great job. He's actually named the characters based on motion builder conventions. Motion builder requires that your characters have these specific names for their specific bones in order for it to automatically characterize your characters. Characterization is the idea in motion builder where it takes its predefined motion rig, which you can find under templates here under the asset browser. It's control rig, very powerful control rig, and you can just straight drag it on top of your node, your root node of your character, and it will characterize your character to or basically attach that rig to that character so that the character can be animated under motion builder's rules with its control rig. And this is the power of motion builder. When you characterize a character, any character, whether it be an alien, a rabbit, a bunny, a bear, any number of DAZ characters with any number of shapes and sizes, when you characterize it, just like you're characterizing this skeleton, a characterized control rig can be reapplied, reanimated. Its motion can be reused and reapplied to any other character that has this particular characterization. And that is the beauty. If we go ahead and characterize this character, drag it on top of the character's reference, and then go ahead and click characterize. Make sure we're at frame 0 and make sure our character is in a T-pose that is facing the positive Z-axis. This is important. When you model your characters and with DAZ characters, they're going to be in a T-pose and they're going to be facing the positive axis when you bring them into character builder or into motion builder. But if you're modeling your own character, or if you did something to your DAZ character in Cinema 4D, you want to make sure that you keep a T-pose, a nice parallel T-pose that is facing the Z-axis. In this particular case, this character is a biped. We're going to click OK, and now our character is characterized, and we can go ahead and save. Now, our character is characterized, but we still don't have access to all of Motion Builder's power yet. If we double click on the character object in the scene, we've got our character settings, which allows us to do a whole bunch of awesome stuff. But in particular, we're going to look at the character definition here. And with the Genesis character, the DAZ character, we're going to have to actually come in here. Our character is not going to auto-characterize. It's going to say that we're not going to be able to auto-characterize it, and we're going to have to set these up, and we're going to do that in just a second. This character auto-characterized. We didn't have to worry about any of that. And that's what's so great about this Carnegie Mellon Motion Builder pack. But if we create a control rig for our character now, and we do a FKIK control rig, now we've got a control rig, a Motion Builder control rig that has basically has none of our animations yet. Once it does, we can do everything we can bear all the weight and power of Motion Builder to our character. In order to do that, what we need to do is we need to take the animation off the original bone system from wherever it came from, Maya, 3ds Max, or your Motion Capture Studio, and we need to apply it to our control rig. So, in order to do that, we're just going to click on this blue button here in Motion Builder 2013. There's a similar button to this in Motion Builder 2012, 2011. It's not entirely different, not too much different. There are a few nuances in 2013 that took a couple of seconds for me to get used to. But we're basically going to plot. Well, before we do this, there's one other thing we need to do, guys. We need to change our source to none. That is, we need to change our source so that it's just the skeleton, the basic skeleton. And with our control rig created, as you can see here, we can now go to this button and we go to bake and plot, and we can plot to the control rig. We're going to plot all the animation keys from our character to our control rig, and we're going to go ahead and plot all the takes. And we're going to plot it at whatever FPS we want to plot it at. In this case, we're going to do 30 FPS. I tend to use NTSC a lot, but depending upon what animations you're trying to do and whatnot, you might want to change the plot rate. But we're just going to plot all takes, plot all frame, and we're just going to leave everything alone, and we're going to go ahead and plot. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to go through all the animations, and it's going to basically come through and plot everything. And now it's automatically changed our source to our control rig. If we go to any of our takes, let's say take 7 for instance, now the control rig has the animation. And motion builders control rigs are universal, so once this control rig has the animation, we are done. We can go through and we can continue to rename all our takes, and for my purposes, because I may end up using this file later, I'm going to go ahead and rename all these takes, and I'll meet you guys back once I'm done. Alright, and so we're finished. We got all takes renamed, so we'll go ahead and save our project. And that's pretty much it. In this chapter, we learned how to go and find some motion builder files, or not motion builder, but some BVH files. You can get BVH files from anywhere where you can find, motion captures. Like your local BVH grocery store, whatever have you. Doesn't matter. Motion builder will work with any produce, any BVH produce, and as long as you characterize it and set up a control rig and plot the animation to the control rig, you'll pretty much be able to use your motions later down your pipeline. Alright, so in the next chapter we're going to go ahead and load up an actual real character that we want to pre-visualize, and we're going to go ahead and characterize that character, and then use this motion from our motion capture library in Story to be able to add to be able to tell a story, and then we're going to export it back into Cinema 4D and get on with creating this 3D video. Alright, see you guys there.